On the line with us this morning is aviation crisis consultant Ken Jenkins. Ken, how are you this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm fine, sir. How are you?
All right, sir. Are you on a plane?
No, no, because I'd be making someone very angry if I was right now.
Well, that seems to be the norm these days. Ken, what's going on?
It does. You know, it is amazing. I wonder, Bill, how much of this is simply social media and our exposure to be able to see things and hear things immediately from other people on the plane. But, you know, relatively speaking, with the number of flights there are per day and the number of air rage incidents that go on, that occur, it's very small, but it seems to be increasing, I think maybe because of the media coverage and what we hear, but people are getting very angry when they fly today. I don't know if you've noticed it when you've flown. I certainly have. I read the Expedia airline etiquette study that came out at the end of December, and it talks about explosive air rage and then mental air rage, which are those that keep it in. And I'm certainly the mental air rage person. I keep it in. I just kind of grin and bear it and keep it all inside. But I also wonder how bad that might be with people that will finally explode, and it comes out into one of those episodes that makes the news.
We're talking with Ken Jenkins, who is an aviation crisis consultant. Ken, my wife and I just flew back and forth to Germany this summer and had a relatively calm flight both directions. I was on an L.L. Flight some years back going to Israel, which is another, one of those 9-hour jobs, and that was like quiet as a mouse, and God knows I love the hot bagels for breakfast. That was great too. But I have experienced some of those situations where somebody's on the phone and they think that everybody wants to hear their conversation.
Well, and that's true, and it's annoying. I mean, we experience that even off of a plane, but, there's so many variables that are, I think, contributing to air rage, if you will, and I've certainly worked in aviation for 30 years, and I saw my last few years working for a major carrier here in the United States, my number of pages and calls about air rage. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, several years ago, planes were empty. You could get on a plane, the middle seat next to you was empty.
Yeah.
And today they're not. They're full. And then, of course, the seat pitch has decreased.
Oh, tell me about it.
More and more times you get on, you're going to find that you have less and less leg room. And then there's the baggage fees. And, personally, I travel a lot. So I very seldom check a bag. And I'd love to carry it with me. But I don't like wrestling for a spot overhead.
Yeah.
And so the tip I try to leave folks is check with the airline before you go. Many charge a baggage fee. However, they don't charge if you check your bag at the gate. And what's nice about that is that you can take your luggage, take it all the way up to the gate, see the plane that you're going to get on, check your bag. It goes down a little chute that's right off the jet bridge there, and you don't have to pay for it. And the bonus here is if it's the last bag put on the plane, it's generally the first one off. And so you're not always having to wait long for your luggage. So it's a way to save money and then also not have to worry about whether or not you're going to find space for that bag at the last minute.
Talking with Ken Jenkins, who is a aviation consultant, a crisis consultant. And Ken, to a degree, I think social media does have a lot to do with it, but I think all these groups say, okay, you have travelers' rights and that sort of thing. So, you need to, if something's not good, you need to complain about it, and I think that goes a long way with it. It also seems to me that one of the problems that we have is that when, like this flight from Abu Dhabi that we were talking about that took 28 hours and 16 hours on the tarmac, or 9 hours on the tarmac, that there should be some way that they could get the passengers off the plane, some sort of a portable concession stand that might come out to the plane so people could get off, get something to eat, relax, stretch their legs or something while we're waiting.
Well, and you're exactly right. I mean, that's unreasonable. I mean, and I think everybody that heard that story would just shake their heads in complete disbelief. There are ways. At most airports, there are what are called air stairs, where you can bring stairs up to the aircraft. And yes, it can be somewhat challenging getting people off of a plane that way, but it can be done. And whether you're taking people off the plane or you're bringing people on the plane to service the aircraft and provide additional food, that certainly can be done, as you mentioned.
All right. Ken, thanks very much. Where can we find more information?
You can find more information on my website, which is www.kenjenkinsllc.com.
All right, sir. Thanks, Ken. Look forward to
you.
talking with you again. All right, sir.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Ken Jenkins, aviation crisis expert, kenjenkinsllc.com.
He's a good interview, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, terrific. 20 minutes past 7 o'clock. We'd like, and in fact, post us on Facebook of some of the horrors that you've experienced on an airplane of that, not of a problem with the airplane itself, but problem with the passengers on it.